doesn't matter if you love him or capital Josh Hutcherson.
Josh Hutcherson.
I had a crush on him.
Oh my gosh, he's pretty cute. Welcome back to Twink Twank Twunk, everybody. Whoop, 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 whoop,
And
whoop.
happy motherfucking Pride Month, baby.
Happy Pride Month, baby. We're whipping out all the stops for you. Divos has one of my personal favorite looks of all time, inspired by none other than the Pokemon Lapras.
And I do have to talk about this look a little bit because it means a lot to me. But first, let's introduce ourselves.
Hello, my name is Zach. Sorry, ladies, I'm cuffed.
Hilarious.
I know, that was good, right? That was good.
Yeah.
That's called the pendant, the peacock
You
pendant.
keep your peacock close to your neck.
I keep my peacocks close to my chest, much like I do my poker cards in poker.
Wow.
Indeed. And I'm a world-class poker player.
If you were a peacock, what would be your fanning of the feathers?
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's my thing. I say peacock, and everyone's fine with it. The second I say poopcock, everyone loses their minds.
Unhappy about that.
It's ridiculous, is what it is.
I'm going to stand my ground, and on that note, my name is Divos. I am your favorite piece of walking, talking visual art. We're more than halfway through Pride Month now, so you've been living at the intersection of glamour and comedy for quite some time. But I'd like to welcome you back.
Oh, shucks.
I know.
Me?
Do you know that you, specifically you, but as well, our audio listeners, shout out audio listeners, and I do have to say one thing, and that is that Katy Perry, Zach wears a little bit of jewelry and it's just too much to handle.
I pinched myself with the jewelry.
Do you know that Katy Perry on her iconic Teenage Dream album, Hot and Cold album, there's a song called Peacock that goes, I wanna see your peacock, cock, your peacock, I wanna see your peacock. Yeah.
Seriously?
It is literally just about wanting to see someone's penis.
Oh my god.
Can you believe that she did that?
She's dauntless for that.
Yeah, she's dauntless.
Holy shit.
She was kind of ahead of her time being very sexual. Her and Lady Gaga were the first ones that just did it,
Was Katy Perry part in the USA? That was Miley Cyrus, right?
Miley Cyrus.
What did Katy Perry do then? Baby, I'm a
Hot and Cold.
firework.
I'll go to you chronological because this is a major.
Give me the discography.
I went to a Katy Perry concert one year for my birthday, and I was so excited because I edited the clips correctly where I got it posted on YouTube without a copyright strike.
Oh.
Because you could do less than 10 seconds. So it was 9 seconds of the song, 9 seconds of the song. Anyway, I Kissed a Girl was the first banger that shocked the world.
I kissed a girl and I liked it.
I know you did.
And then there's the cherry chapstick and
etc.
You should try it. Yeah.
Yeah. She had a song called You're So Gay, not as big. But I Kissed a Girl really, it was one of the first times that kind of queerness was projected. And she wasn't even, it was a little queer baiting nowadays. And then Hot and Cold.
Wait, when did the song come out?
Early. You were in elementary school.
That doesn't make any sense though.
Why?
She was queer baiting? Because queer pop did not start
until JoJo Siwa.
JoJo Siwa came out. So how did she then predate JoJo Siwa?
I mean, I guess, some muses just kind of it kind of comes to them.
I guess so. She probably imagined JoJo in the future and then was inspired by that.
Mm-hmm.
Is the only logical
Yeah, she had a scene. She had a site. She Raven Simone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Raven Simone.
Had a vision. Yeah.
I never watched that show. That's a
Me
Raven.
either, but I know the reference.
I know the reference too. Anywho.
Then we had Hot and Cold. You're yes and you're no. In and out. Up and down.
Up and down.
Wrong then right. Black then white.
Yes.
Fight we break up. Kiss and then
make out. Kiss we make up.
And then we had the likes of Teenage Dream, Waking Up in Vegas.
Ooh.
Waking Up in Vegas was actually on the Hot and Cold album. We had Firework. And then we went into Roar. We went to Dark Horse.
Roar was good.
E.T. was on the previous album with Firework. I mean,
can I be vulnerable?
She's deep.
I wasn't a big fan of Dark Horse. Just that one song at first in particular. Come on, not you like a dog.
You know why I think you might not like it is because it builds and then it doesn't have a payoff. It cuts off.
No, I hate that.
Oh, there's no going back. Boom, 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 and it goes slow instead of having a whoosh.
Yeah, so why am I listening? Ribs has that. Waking Up in the Morning has that. Ribs by Lord. I mean, every good song I love has a build up. Oh my god, and it pays off. It pays off.
I have one more thing to say about Katy Perry, but I want to share something. One of our good friends, Megan Lee, like actually a good friend of Megan Lee, but we're gonna Megan Lee.
Megan Lee.
If you're ever in the car, play Ribs by Lorde and start at like a low volume at the first chorus. And after every line that Lorde sings, up the volume one time, and one time at the next line, one time at the next line, you start to transcend. It's like pretty magical. It's like super, super fun. That song is so powerful.
I love it so much. I almost can't listen to it unless I'm like doing something cool or driving or like doing silent disco. Just because like it's such a cool
It's
song.
a transcendent. You literally like go to a different world.
I found this one Spotify album or playlist that somebody made that's titled Ribs Walk. So this album or this playlist could run, but none of the songs eat like Ribs does.
No.
It's unbeatable. I think one of my most favorite songs in the whole wide world.
It's a certified banger TM.
It's right up there with Thunder Road by Bruce Springsteen and Empty Sky by Bruce Springsteen and Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen.
Yes, by the boss.
By the boss.
My last Katy Perry note. First of all, her new album's coming out. People are actually back on Katy Perry's team again after a long era of not being too impressed by her.
Really?
So they're excited.
They're off her team?
It's just she kind of was the pop girly and then gave a few albums with not a banger in sight.
She's very yes, then she's no.
There you go.
She's in, then she's out.
She's in, then she's out.
She's up, then she's down.
E.T. was the first song I ever lip synced to. When I was playing tennis, I was really good for a while, but it wasn't for me. I just didn't have the emotional capacity to handle a solo sport.
I was great. Just I had other things going on.
Yeah, that's kind of the story of my life. Anyway, they would play music while we would play, and when E.T. came on, I like got my freak flag out. I'd be like, kiss me, kiss me, infect me with your love, then fill me with your poison. And I would like,
oh my God.
I performed that song in drag sense, and I channeled that energy.
Oh my goodness.
Like, what is energy? Yeah.
That's kind of awesome of you. How old were you?
Young. Like probably like maybe 12.
You didn't even know what you were doing. You felt it in your soul.
I felt the song, and I had to perform it.
Well, I think Katy Perry does it to you, frankly. I loved her. I loved her fireworks song. That was my favorite. It was very basic, but like it's just so fun.
That's actually the first time I saw guys kissing in the music video.
Seriously?
Yes, I was visiting.
We could do that.
Yeah, no, literally. I was visiting my uncle in LA. We went to the Hard Rock restaurant, and they play like music videos. It was like the MTV times, and Katy Perry, she had two guys kissing in the firework video, and I was like,
good for her. Oh my gosh.
Honestly, she is kind of a queer.
She's kind of ahead of her time. I think she walked so JoJo could run.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I think JoJo stole her brands.
Work the house down, period boots. Miss Katy Perry, mama, you better slay.
Do it, girl. Do it, girl. How did we get to Katy Perry?
You tried to pretend like you didn't know who she was.
Oh.
And to that I say, swish, swish, bitch. Another one in the basket.
She had whipped cream nipples once, I remember. That was pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh.
Remember her left shark at the one Super Bowl halftime show?
She's kind of like, it's kind of a camp iconic. She had the Vegas residency recently that was very like camp and over the top.
Is she really?
Stupid. Yeah.
Ooh. She'd be good in the Sphere. I want to go to the Sphere so badly.
We have to go soon.
We have to go. Well, we went to Vegas, like, to be fair at this point, a long time ago. And we saw the outside of the Sphere. They even project stuff on the outside of the Sphere. It was the moon at night.
Have you seen the emoji?
Yes, the emoji. But oh my God, how cool would it be to be inside the Sphere and watch like
anything?
You too is fine. But like, imagine watching Rufus Du Sol inside the Sphere. Like, come on.
Have you seen the memes of like, just you can really watch anything in there. It can be a little.
Oh my God.
A little unfit for the pod.
Stop. You're so bad.
Maybe that's just gay Twitter. I'm telling you, gay Twitter is something else.
I have not seen that yet.
Oh, really?
No, I have not.
It's like a screenshot, and it's like what I wouldn't do to see this in the Sphere.
Oh my God.
It's kind of sickening. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I just want to show off the whole outfit.
Oh my goodness. I'm cuffed. I'm spoken for.
I just want to show off the whole outfit.
I am spoken for.
This was actually the first gym leader art that came out that we got done. It inspired the rest of it. It really challenged me to take it to like, give them a profession, give them something added on. Like this gym leader is an Olympian, a retired Olympian. She lives in like a nature preserve now and just trains and lives with Pokemon.
And swims.
Can I talk about the outfit now? Is that okay?
Yeah, well,
we'll knock it out. Okay.
I mean, you already are. Yeah. Do one to you.
So this is the outfit that inspired the entire Pride series. And it started with, have you ever heard of a jajinka?
Yes.
What is a jajinka?
That is when you prank your friend and you go, jajinka!
Exactly. No, so a jajinka is a like humanization of some kind of cartoon or anime character. So people will like
Rule 34, yes.
So will like take Pokemon and they will like take like the horns of Lapras and turn it into a shoulder detail, or they'll take like the wings of a bird and turn it into a cape. So that's like the concept of a jajinka. And so I found one. I've been very inspired by them. Before I even started drag, I was like, wow, like taking fantasy and like anime and stuff and turning it into outfits. Like if I did drag, that would be like the goal. And so I found an artist that did a female version of Lapras. And like literally probably a year ago, I messaged him. I was like, hey, over a year, would you be okay if I transform this, or was a male version of Lapras? Would you be okay if I transform this into a female version and made it into a drag look? And he gave me the go ahead. He's like, of course, go for it. So I texted Troy, and Troy is this incredible artist. I worked with him before, talked about him before in the podcast. Hi, Troy C. Ford, maker of dreams and visions. He does this airbrushing, and I knew he was the one to work on this outfit with. On this current season of All Stars that is currently airing, where the girls got all this budget from
With Got
Mick. In the first 3 episodes, there have been 2 Troy looks. So
whoa,
he is booked and busy. Like he is so talented, always. And so just getting to work with Troy is so cool. I feel like not to age him, but it just feels like a queer history. Literally just getting to be with him.
Hell yeah.
So we made this outfit together. I stoned the insides of the fins to have kind of like a seashell, like walking on the seashore detailing. It was his idea to add in this like water, like sea foam, like when waves crash, you have a little bit of white on it. So I'm just like, this look is literally what started the whole series. I'm so proud of it. This was one of my first looks where I saw it and I was like, this is what Divos needs to get to at some point, because I feel like it has extreme elements of fashion, but it's also still so camp and silly, and
it's kind of perfect altogether. Yeah.
I don't think there will ever be a time where this look isn't like a staple, I hope, in the Divos aesthetic.
The hip pads and the shoulder pads for me, those are my favorite parts because they're so perfectly placed. They look completely natural, like they're actually glued to your hips and to your shoulders. You also look like you could swim so fast.
So fast.
So fast.
Do you want to know something about the hip pads and the shoulder pads?
Sure.
I had them on and he hot glued them to me with the bodysuit on. He's like, Troy is like that guy. He's just like, he's done it for so long, he gets it. So
yeah.
Like he's like,
no
yeah.
way.
And then he took a lighter and he taught me with like, if you're doing fabrics and there's like a little stray like seam or something,
burn
or like
off.
Just literally burn it off. So I'm like in a suit. He's already hot glued me. Then he whips out a lighter. He's like taking a lighter to me. He's like, just can you relax, please? He's like, so I look up to Troy. So Troy will never watch this. He's busy, but his hair is Acacia Forgot.
In case you forgot.
Amazing hairstylist in Los Angeles. And I told her, I was like, I want the ears to be made out of hair and also mimic seashells. And she got both of them. No, it's like unbelievable.
It's like actually perfect. And the horn in the front with the little wavy ends. It's kind of flawless in my opinion.
So that's what we're wearing. And you are wearing do you know where I got the suit? This is actually a funny story.
A thrift store.
So we worked at this summer camp, and the guests like really got attached to us. Like actually, just today you were at a dinner party.
I was, yeah. Some of our friends just graduated from UCLA, so one of the guests wanted to host just like a little going away party for people who are graduating or leaving to other cities. I was leaving to go abroad at the time. Pretty soon after, it was nice. He ordered us some pizzas. We played some poker. It was wonderful nights. Yeah, just super nice of him to keep in contact.
So anyway, one day this guy came up to me and he's like, do you wear suits? And I was like, yeah, like
sure.
yeah, like what are you supposed to say to that? Like, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, well then this is for you. And he handed me this suit. Just handed it to me.
He just gave it to you?
He just gave me that suit.
No way.
And it's kind of, I mean, like, little did he know, of all people to give a random set of clothes to, like, I definitely could make use of that kind of thing. And look at us, it's on the pod for Pride Month.
And now I'm high-waisted, so you can't see my belly button.
High-waisted.
Because there's a secret in the belly button today.
Oh, there's always a secret in the belly button.
Always a secret. Well, I like to keep a little snack sometimes in my belly button. Just in case I get hungry.
How do you keep it in?
Well, you just kind of suck it up.
One of my party tricks in college is I can have a ping pong ball in my belly button. And it just like sits there.
It just stays there?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Do you like suction or it's just there?
I kind of clench a little bit. Like my six pack is like very rippling, obviously. Like it's like extremely strong.
Of course.
And so I just kind of like clench a little bit, and like the ping pong ball starts like concave in because
it compressed
of the abs.
Yeah, naturally. Wow, that is a good part. It's a great party trick. Look at you go. I never really understood the concept of like a party trick. Like,
maybe just be funny.
Maybe just be funny. There are not things I save for a party to impress people. There's stuff I just do no matter what. Right. Like things I just find funny in general. It's like I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe a party trick is just a broad term for that kind of activity, like for playing the nose recorder, perhaps.
Sure.
Or for doing a headstand, perhaps. You know?
I think it gives people that are a little shy like the permission to be like, okay, wait, I do have something that's kind of fun and silly. I hold space for that.
Okay.
You know, because
like
I think some people need a little bit of a like, hold it. Like a push, like oh, what can you do? And you're like, oh, I couldn't. But then they're like, get ready, baby.
What can you do?
I'm about to clap my thighs to the beat and it's going to make the sound of a bongo.
that would be sick. I do love that.
Have you seen the competing podcast, Twink and a Redhead? They're actually hilarious. And that's one of their bits. He'll just go like to the beat.
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
really funny.
That's kind of awesome, actually. Yeah. We need some of that. What are we doing?
I've been waiting for you to clap your cheeks.
I'm so sorry.
Why won't you clap your cheek?
I need to squat more. I got thicker. I got bigger.
Thicker and bigger. That's a really good motto for Pride Month. If we could get thicker and bigger, everybody.
So we were debating earlier.
Here we go.
You told me to save it for the pod.
Audio listeners, I hope you're ready for this.
DIVOS thinks that a fish is not an animal?
No, it's a fish.
Elaborate, please.
So you were talking about how snakes have penises. You're like, because all animals have penises, just like fish. And I was like, well, fish is not an animal. It's a fish.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You're fucking with me for content. Is what you're doing.
It's not a fish. There are animals, and under animals there are amphibians and reptiles, and then there are fish.
Are mammals not animals?
Mammals are under animals. That's what I just said.
So fish are all on their own.
Yes, they're their own thing. They're not animals. They're fish.
Oh no, you're gaslighting me.
I'm actually not gaslighting you.
Yes, you
That's
are.
why I wanted to save it for the pod because everyone's going to be on my team.
Fish are. No one's going to be on your team. Fish are animals.
They are not. They're
yes,
fish.
They are. No, fish are animals.
That's why they're like pescatarians and carnivore. Like people will just eat fish because they're not animals. They're fish.
No.
Yes.
You're wrong.
I'm literally not wrong.
Yes, you are.
Why? You're just saying I'm giving you reasons and examples. You're just saying I'm wrong. What are your reasons and examples?
You have given no reasons that they are not animals.
I just told you animals classify with mammals, amphibians, and reptiles.
No, I'm telling you, like that's
and
you're
fish
incorrect.
are fish. And that's
we're
why
saying the same things just on separate ends.
You're just saying yes or no. I'm giving you factual information.
Okay, I'll give you factual information. Under the animal tree, there are mammals, amphibians, reptiles, and fish.
No.
Yes.
The fish are their own subcategory.
Of animals.
No.
I agree. They're in the animal kingdom.
When humans when that fish crawled out of land and started evolving into a human, that was the break. And then we had fish, and then we had everything that grew on land.
Animals
that became the animals.
Animal is a broad term for something that is like multicellular, has organs, is living and breathing.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it is.
It's literally not.
Why would it fit? Where did you learn this?
Literally in every. You didn't take a single science class in college. LS14B, LS14A. There's a strict break between fish and animals.
This is
that's the pescatarian. That's why people will be pescatarian.
This is the skeet all over again. There's just no way. How can we solve this?
It's not something. First of all, I'm dressed as the water type fish gym leader. Second of all, it's just what it is. It's not like a debate.
Yeah, it is a debate.
It's not. You haven't given any evidence. You're just saying I'm wrong.
You haven't given any evidence either. You're just saying there's the animals, there's the fish. That's not evidence.
Break
That's
it
just
down.
grouping. You're just grouping it in a way that suits you, and I'm grouping it in a way that I think is right. We're pitching the same amount of evidence here, which is just like I'm right, you're wrong.
Animals breathe oxygen, and fish do not breathe oxygen. They process oxygen with their gills. That's why mammals, like for example, a dolphin isn't technically a fish. It's in the animal side because it breathes air with its blowhole.
It's a mammal.
Right, so it's an animal.
Fish still process oxygen. They have organs, they have hearts, they have brains.
Not with their lungs. They process it through their gills. They don't breathe it. That's what separates animals and fish.
I'm not yielding to this because I know you're fucking with me.
I'm not fucking with you.
Alexa, is a fish an animal?
Yes, fish are animals. They are aquatic, cranial, gill-bearing animals.
I know you're fucking with me.
So she said aquatic animals. She misunderstood your question.
No, she did not.
And then she listed seals, which do classify in the animal category.
And seahorses.
Horse. Fish are not technically under the animal side of the pyramid. They're fish. That's why people can be pescatarians and still. Why else would you be a pescatarian? If you're not going to eat animals, you can't eat animals. What the fuck do fish have to do with it? It's because they're their own thing.
People are also keto and only eat like oatmeal.
Exactly.
It's another.
And that's why you take a
A
stand.
pescatarian is not a reason that animals are not fish.
That is the
That's
reason.
just a diet.
No,
That's just a diet.
But where do you think it came from? It's because people looked at it and they said animals are something I can't consume. However, fish, which are not animals, they're completely separate subcategory
because
of
they
God's
still want the
beautiful
omega
planet.
3s and the omega 4s that only salmon can give you.
No.
Yes.
Well, right, because animals can never. Fish, however, could, but animals can never.
You know what broke me is you saying you're offering no evidence when you're offering the same evidence that I was giving.
I am giving you concrete facts over and over and over. You're not listening.
You're saying random stuff.
I'm not done.
Please.
We had to restart the camera.
Please continue.
Name one fish that is an animal.
Salmon.
Salmon is
Tuna.
a fish.
Tuna.
Tuna is a fish.
Tuna is an animal.
You mean to tell me that a poke bowl is a bowl of raw animal?
Yes. that is
No,
exactly
it's a
what
bowl
I'm
of
telling
raw
you.
fish.
That's
It's
exactly
completely
what I'm
different.
telling you.
No.
Yes.
No, you only eat raw fish. You don't eat raw animal. That's another differentiation. You should not eat raw animal, but you can eat raw
You
fish.
totally do eat raw animal.
Like what?
Tartar.
Yeah, but those are barbaric Europeans. That has nothing to do with it. Eggs, you eat eggs raw? That's because you're
You can.
sick in the head.
When you
Also,
bake-
that's a bird. That's not an animal.
Okay.
Why are you...
I knew you were gaslighting me from
Animal.
the start.
Mammals, amphibians, reptiles, fish, and then over here we hadn't even begun to touch birds. Also not an animal, a bird.
I will say, I will concede. You are an expert on birds because you are a big bird. A bird brain. Bird.
So now you're throwing insults because you understand. That's because I backed you into the corner and you're beginning to understand that you're wrong. So could you go ahead and look at camera 2, the ally camera? Did you make sure camera 2 is rolling when you just got back up?
Yes.
Can you go ahead and look at camera 2 and identify to them that you are in fact wrong? We have birds, animals, and fish.
I will say, I am so glad that I knew from the start that Devin was fucking with me. So I did not look like a fool and was convinced. Very, very
I'm
glad.
not fucking with you. I don't. Why are you
Very
doing
glad.
that? I'm trying to have a productive conversation because you've never seemed more ignorant on this podcast.
You have given me no evidence. You have given me no citations. You have given me no source material. Alexa is not even on your side. Alexa, she works for Jeff Bezos, who's never wrong. So back to back, you have misconstrued information. You have spread falsities, and you've hurt my feelings and insulted my intelligence.
Do you yield the rest of your time to the chair?
Sure.
Your Honor, thank you so much for inviting me to this committee. The great nation of DIVOS would like to, open up a moderated caucus on the topic of whether or not. See, you just can't take anything seriously. That would be a bird, not these animals that you discuss. A moderated caucus on the. It's not a moderated caucus on the topic of whether or not animals have opened up their umbrella. Much like the gender umbrella, that the trans umbrella, where we have non-binary, we have intersex, we have all these. See, he can't stop making jokes, Your Honor. This is a topic that is very near and dear to my soul because representation matters, and if we continue to group all people like he wants under a category like straight white man, where does that put us? I am hoping to find the incredible nuances that exist in the intersectionalities of our animal kingdom that has expanded to have a fish kingdom and also expanded to have a bird kingdom. Your Honor, I want to make sure that we have representation where it matters. Fish are friends, not food. Animals could never enter the water and survive more than 2 days under the fierce waves of our Atlantic, Pacific,
What about whales?
Indian.
And dolphins. And
Your
seals.
Honor, Your Honor, there's a little bit of a riot happening on this side of the courtroom, and I want to make sure that our focus is on the important topics. Birds. You know what? If you want to keep laughing, you can keep laughing. I'm done. Let's talk about something else.
Can I share a fun story about Pokeballs? Okay, good. The first time, a good friend of mine growing up and good friend of mine in high school.
A fishbowl.
a fishbowl. An animal fish bowl.
No.
An animal fish bowl. That's actually what poke is Hawaiian for. Animal fish. Fun fact. Mahalo.
You're mocking
His family, I am mocking you, yes. His family was from Hawaii. So after we graduated high school, we went on a trip and fled to Hawaii and stayed with his family for like a week and a half. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. And that was the first time I tried poke in Hawaii. Like caught that day, brought to the market,
So
brought to our
good.
house. Fucking delicious. Melted in my mouth. I was like, I'm in heaven. I've died and gone to heaven. This is amazing. I get back from the trip. I'm like, Mom, let's get some poke. I love poke. So we go to like Poke Me, or like the poke that comes in like a little bit frozen or something. I take a bite. I go, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not poke.
Yeah.
And effectively ruined poke for myself for like half a year at that point before like I came to terms with it's not going to be Hawaiian poke, but it's still good.
Yeah, I lived in Hawaii for a month, and you can go to the grocery store and get the best poke. Did you ever get the crab poke? That's like raw crab. Like, it's just like actually insane.
Unreal.
But
Are crabs animals?
I could talk about poke for a while. Crabs actually classify as fish. But thank you for educating yourself.
They're crustaceans.
Crustaceans was one. You know how
They breathe air.
animals have amphibians, etc. Fish have crustaceans.
Wait, real quick. Do crabs have gills? Actually,
I'm not going to keep this conversation going. I'd like to touch on other things on the podcast. You've already established that you're not interested in opening your mind. You're very close-minded. You're someone that can't kind of see the bigger picture. That's very you. That's something that
is true.
You definitely probably relate to and write about in your journal. But I'm someone that's looking for the truth.
I know everything there is to know. Why would I ever listen to outside opinions? I'm just gonna change my thoughts. I don't need that. I don't have to. That's my right as an American. I'm dug in, despite the facts laid before me.
We'll agree to disagree. We'll agree to disagree.
Okay, everybody. It's time for some shameless self-promotion. It's the middle of Pride Month. I mean, come on. Look at the material. We asked just one. We asked two little things. One, if you're an ally, go to your queer friends. Give them a hug. Give them a smooch.
Yeah.
Support them. We're on Pride Month.
Them.
And number two, support us.
That's all we ask.
That's all we ask. We have 4 different tiers of our Patreon. With our first tier, that gives you 1 sticker of the month. And it's obviously the best one that we sent to you, handpicked. As you go up, you get access to the exclusive Zach sticker and the other 3 Devo stickers of the month. Subscribe to the Patreon to get all of them to your door with a fun little handwritten note.
Every month?
Every single month. I whisper a secret into the envelopes. And when you open it, you get a little rush. Oh my goodness, Zach doesn't wash his hands sometimes.
Stay tuned for more.
Stay tuned for more. Yeah.
You know, this episode is full of debate, and if there's one thing we can agree on, it's that the Patreon is something that everyone should be a part of.
And if there's 2 things we can agree on, it's that we're also hot and sexy and need money.
You'd hate to see me poor. Okay, let's go back to the
Okay.
I'm sorry to keep talking about myself quickly. I got to cover We Ho Pride for Snapchat. Like hundreds of thousands, if not upwards of 1 million people saw my coverage. It was like really cool. I didn't talk about it yet, but if you want, you can go to the Snap Creators page and see my highlights. It was really, I literally got to talk with people directly in the Snapchat office, and I actually found out that there's a video of me that I didn't even know was posted with over 200,000 views.
Oh, seriously?
And it's me talking about Caesar salad, giving like my Caesar salad hot takes.
Awesome. It's perfect.
Yeah, so it's cool that, you know, I'm getting that exposure over there for all drag queens, not just me. So I'm very happy.
Drag queens, come on in.
Come on in. Every drag queen, get in here.
I don't have space for that.
No.
I need to make hors d'oeuvres.
I know, we barely have space for me.
You know hors d'oeuvres spells with an H?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Hors d'oeuvres.
It's sick in the head, really.
It's kind of fucked up. The French.
The French.
The French.
One thing that was really interesting about the Caesar salad video that had over 200,000 views, that's the first thing that I didn't have any control over that was posted of me. You know, like, they told me what to do when I filmed it, but they made me improv it. I had to talk for like 45 seconds, and then that was just it. You know, I didn't get to really check the footage or like anything, and
that's true. Yeah,
it's an interesting lesson. It's something important to learn, to be honest.
Was it weird for you? Did you not like it?
Like, I would have done the angle differently, and like, maybe I would have given myself a second to think it through. But I will say, I was talking to a McKenna, Patreon subscriber, about it, and this podcast I think is really helping me in those situations because we improv for 40 minutes.
No, we don't. I plan out my talking points.
I know, and that's why it's unbelievable that you didn't fact check your animal.
You have been improving this whole time. Why?
And you didn't.
Why am I doing all this work then?
You should see the script. We have a teleprompter for him. We actually had the budget for camera 3 finally, but instead he asked for a teleprompter.
I didn't want to think at all. I just wanted to read and react. But I write the script. Do you not read the script ahead of time? DIVOS.
This is the episode of you gaslighting me.
You don't even know what that word means.
The rhinestoning on this is so stunning. I'm so proud of this look. The gym badge for this one, I want to pop it up. It's a patch of sand, and I use the same stones that I have on my fins in the sand. And if you look, the shape of the sand is the shape of the head of a lapras. And we place, like this big stone is the eye. Like these are grouped in the ear area. Like
it's really cool.
I'm really proud of them. Me and Tiffany did them in one night. Just sat down and knocked them all out. And I think
they're really
Have you looked at them?
I have seen them. You showed me them on the podcast.
A lot of our friends, when I sent out PR, which I'm so proud of myself for doing, it was a lot of work. They all posted amazing stories about the PR. And I went out of my way to deposit one into my own mailbox so that you would get to receive one. And well, let's just say I haven't maybe seen the love quite yet.
Well, by the time this airs, you will have seen the love.
I'll have seen the love.
You'll see the love. So actually, you should fact check yourself. All right, it is time for bit of the week. This is one of my favorite bits to whip out. Maybe on the dance floor. Maybe we'll give me a little speech.
Oh, it's a moving bit.
Maybe it's like you're just walking down the streets.
A performance bit.
A performance bit. It is so simple. All you do is you go, oh my god, do you guys smell that? Maybe look at one of your friends and be like, do you smell that? And then just give them the stanky leg.
We need a better visual of the stanky leg. Come on.
Oh.
Camera 2, are you seeing all that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's this one time I was giving a speech to some of my friends. I made a big show. It was like 20 people at a party. Like, God, everyone, like, shut up. I have something really important to say. And it was kind of like when we were still giving the rules, like the Airbnb and all that stuff. I go up on a table, like, quiet down everyone. I went, look at this. And did the stinky leg.
I was there. I will say there was a mixed reaction to that.
I don't do it for them. I do it for me.
So execute that bit at your own, your own caution. But how does one do a stanky leg?
For our listeners, get on a point on your right leg and just kind of get your knee in. Ooh, yeah. Just kind of rotate it. Oh, it's so stanky. Oh.
So your toe hits a pivot. Or it hits like a pivot point, and then your heel comes up.
Just go on Google, look up the stunky leg. It's also good if you kind of like twerk a little bit as you do it. My bodacious butt is not quite that agile, so I can't properly demonstrate.
It's hard to throw that much ass.
It's hard to throw that much ass, but it's all in the knee. It's all in the swagger, and the stankier the better, really. That's about it, yeah. PU. A little fun story. We were in Puerto Vallarta years ago, and right when we landed, I was like, wait, to my friend, Megan Lee, I was like, you speak Spanish, right? And he's like, yeah, I speak Spanish. I'm like, okay, can you translate a phrase for me, please? How do you say P-U in Spanish? And he goes, Pe-u? Said the whole weekend, I just went, Pe-u, Pe-u. Should I go straight?
Yeah, let's educate this straight. So, I think this is a really important topic, because I think when, like, looking at the queer community, there's, like, so much range and, like, diversity. So where that all started is, I think, when the genus kind of identification was starting to kind of come into play, people were looking and like, okay, obviously we have like 3 different groups. We have birds, we have fish, and we have animals. Uh-huh. And so how are we going to classify like sexualities? Humans are obsessed with having a gender binary, like male and female. So it's like, okay, so say that animals are the straight people. Well, we need to, say, give space for everyone. So fish, that's the same-sex attraction. That's gay, very aquatic. And bisexual, let's say you're interested in both genders and everything in between, although at the time they didn't know that. Because but then they came up with bisexual. And so at a tale as old as time, fish, animal, and bird, gay, straight, bisexual. And obviously we've evolved since then. We added fungus into the mix at some point. We added, pansexual into the mix at some point. And so I just want to make sure you're educated, because I feel like at some points during this podcast, I looked at you and I said, I don't know if the ally that I thought was standing or sitting across from me is there right now, especially in that crazy animal conversation that we had.
Oh heavens.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It does
Okay.
make sense. I see the separation. You've made it hard to refute because I now have to refute the gender binary. Which actually, I do refute the gender binary. I do indeed, actually.
Okay.
Because you want to know why? Because we're all humans. We're all humans, and beneath that, you can be gay, straight, bisexual, transsexual, anything you want. Just as under the animal kingdom, you can be a bird, a mammal, a fish, a reptile, an amphibian.
I also agree that if an animal wants to identify as a fish, let me just say I will be the first in support of that.
Oh.
Are you Team DIVOS or Team Zach in this podcast debate? Please comment down below.
It's a fish and animal.
Please tweet Zach at his Twitter. Educate him. Please help me with this. I mean, educate the straight is important. The educate the straight I had planned was to talk about how expensive it is for lesbian couples to get pregnant. I was going to educate you on that kind of cost because it's unbelievable, shocking, and needs to be fixed. But, at some point we have to make sure the basics are there, and clearly you are at a loss.
I'm glad to have been enlightened and given the truth, given the sight to see what's really important. I really am.
Well, I hope that I never have to hear whatever that was out of your mouth ever again.
So that's a thing.
That's a thing that happened.
So that's a thing. Dumbest argument I've ever been a part of.
It was important to me, and it speaks very loud that you say that it's dumb. Something that's very important to me. Let's go ahead and move on to our Twink Twank Twunk.
Let's go to our Twink
before
Twink
things get out of hand.
I would agree. Ooh, my Twink of the week. On the topic of fish, what? Caviar. Caviar is my twink.
Yes.
Just very fancy. A rich twink, very fancy. Have you had caviar?
I don't know if I have.
I've never had caviar before. I hear it's delicious. It's like what, fish eggs, I believe it is. Fish eggs. Oh, so you wouldn't like caviar then, huh?
Well, I've seen you yank chicken eggs out of our fridge and eat the embryos like it's nothing.
It was great. I've been on a big hard-boiled egg kick recently. They're so tasty. You prep them ahead of time. They're a little bit stinky. I admit, they're a little bit stinky. But you slice them open, put some salt, pepper. You can one bite it. How fun is that? How fun is that?
Stink, stank, stunk.
But my twink is caviar.
My twink is Dr. Seuss. I'm always into wordplay, but I think that the king of twink wordplay is Dr. Seuss, and I just want to give him his flowers. Dr. Seuss deserves a shout out.
Beautiful. My twink of the week, skateboards. Skateboards. It's not quite dainty enough, and
wow, people aren't going to be happy about that.
Wow, twink skateboards?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think people want it to be twonked so bad.
Well, it depends on the skateboard. I think cruiser boards are very twink. It's you're just cruising down. Whoosh, whoosh. If you don't know, a cruiser board is a longer board. You slowly carve down with. It's not like the trick board that you'll see a lot in skate parks and stuff. It's for cruising down the street. It's for cruising for a bruising. You're by the ocean. It's very low key and mellow. It's very twink to me. Very, very twink. Okay. Yeah. My
twink is flamingos.
Yes.
Flamingos are on their little one leg. They don't give a fuck. They are so desperate to be pink that they consume a singular animal until they turn pink.
That's insane.
It's everything. The gayest hotel on the strip is Flamingo.
That's
Flamingo.
True.
It's where
That's
the Drag Race live show is. It's twink down across the board.
That is true.
Also,
Dang.
I want to be on the Drag Race live show one day.
That would be beautiful. Have a residency.
Mm-hmm. Get ready to cite it.
Get ready for it at the Flamingo 2028. I'm calling it right now.
DIVOS is on cast.
Mm-hmm. DIVOS on the cast. My twunk, Jupiter.
Jupiter
is the biggest of all the planets.
Really?
By far. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Roman mythology, that is Zeus, is Jupiter. Fun fact. I mean, it's big, it's bombastic, it has 30 moons or something like that. So, I mean, come on. It's the twunk of the solar system,
Totally.
Surprisingly, the sun Kind of Twink.
Oh.
But Jupiter is
Well,
Twink.
don't go crazy. Let's just talk about Jupiter for now.
Okay.
Let's give her her moment.
It also has the big storm, the big red storm that's like been going for thousands and millions of years. Like, come on. It has a
That sounds like that Game of Thrones episode. Like the Red Wedding.
The Red Wedding?
Isn't that the one where everyone dies?
It is, yeah.
Why did you act so confused when I brought it up?
Oh, how's it related to Jupiter?
You just said red rain or
Red storm.
Yeah.
Oh, true. They do share the word red.
If fish are twink and birds are twink, animals are twunk. And
That's the truth.
if that doesn't wrap up our argument with a nice little bow, I don't know what does. So thank you for
Fair
coming.
enough.
Thank you for coming. I'm sorry that this was such a heated debate of an episode, but sometimes you have to stand up for what you believe in.
I will apologize for nothing.
And I will apologize for your ignorance to our audio listeners, our visual viewers, and the community that will surely be affected by the lack of knowledge that you've chosen to impart to yourself.
Thank you for watching, everybody.
Happy Pride Month!
Happy Pride Month! Woo!
Yeah.